story number 5. Rebecca, we're going to go to you with story number 5, Rebecca San Juan. This is a piece you wrote that appeared in the Miami Herald. I'll read the headline for a couple graphs, and I want you to provide some insight for the audience about it. So here we go. Headline: How a growing community near the Miami River is changing the way people live in a costly city. And I'll read you the first couple graphs. A sprawling community between the Miami River and the Marlins ballpark and Little Havana gained hundreds of affordable workforce and senior housing residents with the completion of 2 projects. It's a win for the county struggling and recovering from a lingering housing crisis. In August, renters moved into the renovated senior housing residence at the 14-story Robert King High Towers and the new mixed income 7-story Paseo del Rio at the River Parks community. Robert King High Towers, a once rundown building easily spotted from the Dolphin Expressway, now houses 315 apartments for seniors at 1405 Northwest 7th Street. Paseo del Rio, which is located at 1401 Northwest 7th Street, added 182 affordable housing and workforce housing residents. Combined, the 2 projects cost $600 million and make up the 4th and 5th phases by developer Related Urban, a branch of the Coconut Grove headquartered Related Group and Miami-Dade County government to turn this pocket in Little Havana into bustling mixed income community. Rebecca, the county is working, and this is an example about how they're working with private sector to try to build affordable housing. Okay, they're adding about 500 units on this project. Is that enough?
So for this project, it is a big drop in the ocean, because normally what we see is little tiny buildings where you have maybe 20 in these mixed income buildings, you have maybe 20 affordable or workforce housing residences.
Yep.
Or maybe 15, a low number. The fact that this is delivering 500 on the market to the market is big news, because this is what real estate experts constantly say. This is the type of supply that we need to see. Now, is this the end all be all? Is this the solution here? No, there's still a lot of demand. I spoke to Mayor Daniela Levin Cava, and she's working on bringing thousands of more units to all of Miami-Dade County because the demand is just so high. And for this, and what really surprised me as part of this story is that, okay, this community already has 5 buildings, including Robert King High and Paseo del Rio, but this is a $1 billion project. And over the next 5 years, they're going to add even 5 more projects to this community because there's 22 acres here.
Yes.
So it's astounding what they're doing here. And I think a lot of real estate experts and affordable housing and workforce housing experts would agree this is the model. This is the type of supply we need to add to the market.
And Rebecca, so this property is located between Northwest 17th Avenue to the west and Northwest 12th Avenue to the east, and then Northwest 7th Street to the south, and the Miami River. And so it's on the south bank of the river. So anybody driving on the Dolphin Expressway, the 836, as you're going east, you're going toward from the airport out to Miami Beach or to downtown Miami. If you look on your right-hand side, you're going to see this community that's been there. What was it, 2 towers or so? It's been there for a number of years. And now what they're doing is they're using all this excess green space, which many people thought was probably a park or it was whatever. Now they're suddenly building towers in and around there. Am I reading that right?
You're reading that right. And what I would tell you is, talking about that green space, we didn't report it on the story, but I'm happy to share it with you all. Commissioner Eileen Higgins told me that she's looking at using some of that space under the highway to build a park for that community where you might have pickleball, you might have basketball courts, tennis courts. So there's even it's interesting how Commissioner Eileen Higgins in the county is looking at using every single piece of this of land, available land on this property.
Fascinating. Mr. Fakler, I want to ask you a question. More than a decade ago or so, the county stepped up and obtained financing to build Marlins Park, where the Miami Marlins, that was part of the deal. The Florida Marlins used to play up at a stadium where the Miami Dolphins football team played. The Florida Marlins baseball team moved into Miami, and then they changed the name to the Miami Marlins. Basically, the county stepped up, provide some financing, backstop. So did the city. So did a bunch of others. At the time when the ballpark was built, Mr. Fakler, and this ballpark is located just south of the community that Rebecca San Juan just discussed. At that time, there was a lot of talk about how this would trigger a regentrification of the area. You'd have all kind of new condos built. You'd have all kind of residences that were refurbished. Prices were going to go up. It was going to be a whole community, whether it be like Boston around Fenway Park, or it would be around like Chicago, Wrigleyville area, where you had all the real estate prices increase. Where are we more than a decade later, Mr. Becker? What happened to that area around Marlins Park? And did the bet by the county and the city to put up that stadium and basically kind of bring it all together? How did that play out?
I don't think it exactly played out the way they planned. The neighboring area, you can get great parking there cheap if you want to, because you got those, people let you park on their lawns for, $10 a shot, and you'll see 20, 30 cars on there. But I mean, as far as gentrification, there's really been nothing. Beautiful stadium, but nothing in the surrounding area. In my opinion.
Yeah. And so Mr. Fakler, I guess you would probably agree though, then what the county's doing, along with related to go ahead and put up all this additional housing. It's probably a good idea, given the fact that nothing really played out in the decades since the stadium opened.
Oh, it's a very good idea as long as the real estate market stays healthy. If things go to shit, I don't know if that's going to work down the road. It might be a 5-year, 10-year play before that actually happens.
Got it.